are we taking? Italian? Yeah,
That sounds okay to you guys.
yeah, good.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sunday 4 p.m. My name is Dean Stevenson, and if you're here now, you've probably walked past at some point and seen me here at the piano writing a piece of music. And now we're going to perform it for you. So if you've read anything on the O device, you've read a bit about this being kind of a creative, endurance installation in which I sit here for many days and write a brand new piece every single day. I've been thinking about this creative process, and I think every time I sit down to write, I always approach it in the same way every day, and I probably have for years, and possibly we all do. Possibly we're all inspired to do something, be it using words or clay or drawing or music, and we probably approach that thing in the same way we did when we were inspired to do it, maybe when we were kids. There's a chance that I sit down and I look for the same set of notes or the same kind of low frequencies or something or other that fills me full of a warm sound in the same way that I was inspired and felt this is where I belong years and years and years ago. However, if I wrote the same piece of music every day, no one would stand for that. I would bore myself, I'd bore you, and we'll all fall in a heap. So potentially, what artists do is always begin in the same way, but it's how we fix it. It's how we check it later and go back and amend it for a modern audience, or make it look more like our modern selves, or more like we do now, because now I've got grey hair and I shouldn't be writing juvenile things anymore or whatever. But going back and fixing it's the challenge, which we get better at as we grow up. But even greater than that is getting to what we call an end point, to say this is actually a finished thing. I can put this away and say that it's got a full stop on it, because most of us abandon it long before that. Anyway, I don't have the chance to do that because I have these magnificent musicians arriving, and here they are, ladies and gentlemen. This quartet has arrived to play Martin, Will, Miranda and Natalia. And they've arrived to play this piece that I wrote on the 83rd day of my installation. This is the piece number 83, and the piece is called Day 83. So now we're going to start to work through it, and you'll hear the quartet sort of hit it from the start, stop and start and see how it sounds, make some notes, start again, and it'll take us a while to play it probably all the way through. And if anyone would like to offer something, play it faster, play it slower, or just ask a question about a composition or a musician or anything that's creative. I think if you ask me a question about composition, I could probably turn it into an answer about, that's relative to a sculptor or a writer, because some of those processes are the same thing. Who was it said that there's a quote that's been attributed to a few people, Elvis was one of them, writing about music is like dancing about architecture. There's a bit of wankery involved. But when it comes to rehearsal, there's absolute when it comes to kind of writing things on the page. That means we play it in a certain way. And the things on the page are quite different to the way, say, the English language or whatever language you speak is written on a page. If you have something, like I've said before, if you write a story about a dog in the park, there's commas and full stops and other punctuation, but it doesn't tell you to slow your reading down to allow the drama of the scene to unfold. We tend to think, I've got half an hour to read the book, I'm going to read as many bloody pages as I can, regardless of the pace of the drama. But music is not like that. Music needs to be played at the pace that the drama requires. So there are some differences. But in terms of approaching a creative thing, whether you're using clay or a pencil or music, potentially there's some similarities. Mostly, get the fucking thing done. Just do it. Just stop complaining and get it done. Anyway, I'm banged on too much. We're going to start to work through day 83, and quite soon I'm going to abandon the stage and let the quartet take it by themselves, because I think today is pretty self-explanatory. Okay. You'll hear me say some things like, let's go from A. That's not A the note. A is like a mark, and then B, C, D, the rehearsal marks every 8 bars or so, just so we know where to go to. Okay, we have, lots of donuts, a bit slow. There you go. You get that in your life. At letter A, the viola, come over the top, please, viola. There's some of those staggered entries again from there we go, dee-da-da, dee-da-da. There's a bit of that going on from A and B. The viola will have it until D, where the first violin will take the solo of the register. So when you have the kind of dotted minims, there's a kind of a little bit of bloom in each one. Let it bloom. And speaking of bloom, where's those figures for first violin from I? Just disappearing on that. Not an accented scat, it's just a disappearing note. Solo going to K. It changes its feel at, where is it? Where does it change its feel? H. H is where it kind of goes and gets a bit Goretzky on your ass. And that'll be nice. So let's just give it a go. There we go. The only person in bar 1 is beat 4 of cello, and then everyone's in bar 2. Natalia, first one, in the first 5 bars, your piano, everyone else is mezzo piano, so just have yours slightly underneath. That'd be great. And then the bar before A, you've kind of got the same minimum beat 3 onto with the viola. So the viola's going to take the solo, but you're not. Yours can disappear. So 1, 2, and then you let the viola go. So let's go 2 before A.
2 before A.
2 before A.
With the diminuendo, I've got one both with bar 10 and 11.
Yep.
Does that mean coming up again for bar 11, or is it?
No, just coming up for A. Coming up at A.
Okay.
You can always just drop out on beat 3 if you like on before A. That's fine.
Yep.
I think we're meant to piano.
It's also I've got a diminuendo over the 2 bars there, Marty. It might just be to the line break. The printers, the program can't do it over 2
So
bars.
rephrase, do I have a diminuendo over 2 bars?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right. Oh, does it not say that anymore?
It just it's 2 separate lines, so
really?
it's done 2
Thumbs
diminuendos.
up.
Yeah, it's weird.
There you go. Wow.
Okay, good. All
Okay.
right.
There you go.
Thank you.
2 before A. Third beat. So quick diminuendo. So you're down to, let's say, piano by the 3rd beat. Just so we hear that low G in the chop. From that bar 4 before B, please. Or 5, go the crescendo. 5 before B, 17. Which is 1, 2, 3 before C. Where little break. Yeah. So you're at the end of your you've got a bar rest anyway, a beat rest anyway, Miranda.
Quaver, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where's the row?
1, 2, 3. The start of the third bar before C. Yep.
No, is this the complemental line, or do you want also for me the? Is the leading line also?
What's the? No, not you actually.
Yeah,
it's just cello, isn't it? It's just cello.
It feels more like an upbeat.
Yep.
Are you on the
D.
Fine, yeah.
C. So that's C. C is really quite
Crotchet
short.
upbeat into the third bar before C,
Okay,
and
so
then.
we've got that together.
Oh, okay, right.
Yep.
Well, no promises.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to the audience in a second. I'm going to ask if anyone has any questions. Please think, because we're near enough to cello. There's one already. Wow, world record. Yes, sir. Yes. I'm kidding myself that I'm important. That's what's going on. Yeah, peripheral vision. We're all kind of at the same level. Yeah. So that's why it's good point. In a second, I'll leave. I'm just going to, because it's new to everyone. It's new to me. I haven't heard it yet. I've just been dreaming it all day long. So we're making notes into the pencil, and then when they're kind of comfortable with it, I'll go. Yeah.
He's also beating an actual beat pattern, which means when we need to, we can glance up, and just by the direction his hand's moving, we can see what part of the bar he's in just to check. Yeah.
Yep.
And confirm, as I suspected, yes, I'm in the wrong spot, but I'm just going to keep going. Yeah.
And my hand goes like that, it all turns to shit. Let's go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars before C. drag. Well, thank you. We haven't finished yet, but thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, it is nice, isn't it? They start reading. I haven't seen it before, so it's lovely that they can do that. It's extraordinary. Okay, so does anybody else have any other thoughts or ideas? What does it make you feel? Sad. Yeah, probably. Does anybody have anything they'd like to offer or ask about the process, or ask a musician? Someone thinking, I've always wanted to talk to a cellist. If only one was near enough. Well, apparently no one wants to talk to a cellist, Marty.
No,
sorry.
No, you're all right. It's really disappointing.
Okay. No other questions? And we're happy to talk. Yes, there's a question. Yeah. They're pretty much going together. Yeah. One informs the other. Yep. So if there's one melody in the violin, there's a number of choices I could make in the harmony to either give it, to make it feel like solid as a rock, to make it sound kind of ordinary, or make it sound a little, that doesn't sound quite stable, or maybe, you know, something's about to jump around the corner and get you. So there's a number of feelings you can invoke by changing the harmony around the melody so they all come together. Yeah. And even if I went all the way through, I can still go back and change it later. Yes? Am I playing in minor scales? Well, it's in the key of F for whoever cares, but there is a big mix here. So far, I don't think I've played a single F chord. Yes, or probably even the D minor, really. So I'm just dancing around. What's that?
I thought it was in D minor.
Well, I haven't played a solid D minor chord yet, have I?
No, but if there was no F either, so I picked D.
Yeah, there you go, right, okay. Yes, look at the back. What feelings was I exploring? This is the sound that just came to me today. Yes. Sometimes life sounds like this. Yeah. It just does. There's a thing about what you want to do, and there's about sucking stuff up. And again, this kind of slow stuff might be what I really found appealing when I was younger, and that really got me. So I want to do that, and I might have to force myself. I'll come to you. You're awesome. I might try to force myself to write really kind of fast and kind of aggressive music because it doesn't come naturally to me. I remember someone years ago saying to me, like, he was a big fan of Radiohead, and so he listened to Radiohead like endlessly for a couple of weeks, thinking, I'm gonna write a song and it's gonna be like Radiohead. And he listened and he listened and he listened and he listened, and he picked up his guitar and went bong chicka bong chicka bong chicka bong chicka, like, fucking it just sounds like me. It just sounds like a bluegrassy thing. It's not Radiohead, because we're all imbued with a certain thing. That's the joy of who we are and why we make art individually. So yeah, that's what I've done today. Maybe I'm just sad inside. Yes. Good question. Most of the time, yes, because I like the strings. Sometimes I've had brass here, and sometimes I've had woodwind. But one of the things about this exhibition, about this particular installation, is that if that doesn't make sense to you, maybe Mum and Dad will help explain this later on. Ask Mum and Dad to define insanity for you. And someone has said that insanity is asking the same question and expecting a different response each time. If you continue to ask the same question, well, if you continue to do the same thing, if you face up to the same tools, the same sound, the same 4 instruments every day, and do that for a long, long period of time, eventually you'll kind of empty the tank. I think I said something about that on my little blurb on the O device. Empty the tank, and then when you've done that, then it gets really interesting, or frightening, or maybe both. So part of this exhibition is to do the same sound as much as possible, empty the tank, and then you can watch me go slowly insane. That's pretty much it. Sorry, I'm getting closer every day, so I really am. Yeah, it's amazing how fast you think you're okay. No, certainly you're not. Right, all right, we're going to press on now. Where'd we get to?
H.
H, thank you. That's it. Before H, which is just second bar. 2 bars before L, slow. Yeah, I don't know, slow that one. That's good. That's good. So the bars from J to K, nice and strong, Marty. They're very good, thank you. Nice and strong. Maybe more than Mr. Piano there for.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and those first B flats,
Yep.
yeah, nice and sucked duck underneath. That's great.
Yep.
Do you want me to come up a bit at G? You sort of indicated that.
A G.
Yeah. I got a diminuendo and then.
Oh yes, you do.
Nothing
Yeah,
but-
yeah. Well, I guess
Yeah, well,
doing the same
yeah.
thing, balance between the two.
And at K.
It's the same kind of harmony, obviously. It's
Sure.
just more movement.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Figure H, you've got the
H, yeah.
second violin slurred with the minims. There are no slurs in my part. Do you want this also the one bar bow? So
Yes.
yes, slurs also?
slow down.
Yeah,
Please,
great.
please, please.
And what about and then maybe the 2 before J where I've got the same note.
Yes.
I can
Give some more.
Ju-
Rebow,
yeah,
yeah.
good, yeah.
So we're talking about slurring, which means there's notes are connected to the kind of, you don't tell where he's rebowing, so you don't hear the start of the next note. And then later on, we want more movement, so he'll then rebow, give it more start. Yeah, that's what rehearsals are about. Okay, we're almost to the end. Before we go back to the start, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone has a drink. I think there's pizzas over there as well. I'm not making commission on the pizzas. All the drinks.
The Negroni.
Even the one named after me. Let's go from 2 bars for L, please. That's how it ends. So when you want to clap and play it all the way through, now you know how it finishes. Not yet, we haven't finished. Okay, yes. Alright, so now we're ready to go all the way through. Before we do that, thank you very much for joining us here today, friends and strangers. Peanut gallery at the top. I don't know why they call that, meant to throw them. If you like what you've seen this afternoon, we've been here a long time and we're going to be here for a long time. Yet today's 83, which means we've just gone over the halfway mark, so we've got lots to go. This is a camera here on this stand, so we're live streaming every show on my YouTube channel, Dean Stevenson Music. You can check them all out, all the ones past and all the future ones. If you're interested in what this project is going to do, or even interested in having the last take, which you haven't heard yet, in your inbox, you can sign the mailing list on that music stand by the piano on your way out and get in touch with the mailing list, and so I'll tell you all about the project and how you can access live recordings. There's a question over here, this young lady. I rabbited it on too long, didn't I? I'm sorry. Until Easter. Yeah, which is, yes, that is a long time, thank you. Yeah, so that's the middle of April, at least, until they say longer, I'll be here till another question. Wow, you're grin on my head. I spend a lot of time from about your age or a bit older, just what I remember most about my childhood is listening to music. That's what I remember. What I don't remember doing is homework, and what I don't remember doing is being particularly applied to any particular theoretical skill. I was terrible at theory. There's something, again, a little bit of paragraph in the O device blurb about why that's difficult for me. Everyone claims a disorder. I'll go on about that. That was very difficult for me, so I'm a hack. I've kind of self-taught pretty much my way through, but I had such a passion to do it. I did something else in my 20s. I wasn't even a musician in my 20s, but by the time I got to my 30s, I just went, if I don't do it, I'm going to pop. But I didn't pop, although I'm slowly popping. It's a slow pop now. Everything costs something, and now I'm slowly popping. But I've just kind of worked it out. So I don't really play the piano, but I've kind of worked out my way to bash through it, to do what is important to me and to communicate music in the way that is important. Thank you for your questions. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. I do hope you enjoyed this performance. We're going to play it a couple of times, and it'll get progressively better. So if you want to hear the best one, if you want to cry, then wait until about another 15 minutes. It's going to be great. The quartet: Martin, Will, Miranda, and Natalia, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Okay, let's give Day 83 a crack. Does that feel too slow to you the whole through?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Might, but maybe not never.
No.
Does it feel too sad? Here we go.
fourth of P and the fifth of P. I've got the octaves with the first violin. She's slurred to the across the first three Ps.
Yeah, to the same.
So,
To the
yeah.
same, yeah. Good. Yep, great.
What about?
And then
Yeah, you're the same. Yeah.
So it's
No,
slower at all?
yes, absolutely.
And what about-
Definitely from P, yeah.
What
Maybe
about-
separate before P, from P slur.
I also so right me and P as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Would I slow too?
You're slurring after P, so when it's got like it's, in N and O separate from the scope, Mr. Volume.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, just put them in. Yeah, just basically all of the first two.
All right, cool. You guys gonna do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He's ditching.
All right.
Just wondering
Yes.
whether it might work if it moves forward a bit between K and N. I think we're doing a bit of that, mate. But
Mhm.
it could
Between K and M.
N into N, is that the place?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Just give that one. Yeah, more movement.
What do you think?
Yep. And first takes the K. Yep.
So from K, sort of
Yep.
pick it up a little. Yeah.
Yep. Lovely. Okay, you can decide.
Okay.
I'm going to have a drink and you can play.
Yep.
The quartet, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's on you. satisfying.
Yeah, I have some where you do innuendo like at different places.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I think
Yeah.
Higher.
Up the octave again, thanks.
Even higher, okay, right. Go even higher. Right, not at the end. Right.
I was just saying, if right at the ding, right at figure F, in the
Yes.
first bar of figure F, I can see how with my you've got a diminuendo in my part, but a crescendo in the other.
That's right.
Yeah, and I can see how it
Get you out of
does.
the way,
Yeah, I can see how my line drops
Yes,
out.
yes.
But also, I find it a bit sort of like it means also that my note in the chord disappears.
Pull
in
the-
middle of this
the-
crescendo, so I find it a little unsatisfying.
Okay.
I know. I just total personal indulgence there. But yeah.
Thank you so much.
And can we maybe? I'd like to do that once, maybe just also with me in the crescendo and see if that works. Even though
Okay.
we go to another.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Swap it around, make it do what you said.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Just like one or two bars before F is fine.
Okay.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah. Let's just do that bit.
Yeah, yeah, just
Yep.
yeah. Is two before F okay?
Yep. 2 before F. Okay, 2 before F. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I think
true.
even though I don't
Yes, yes.
resolve or anything, it doesn't. My note doesn't disappear and the chord
Yes.
sort of hollows
Chords,
out.
it's more energy.
Yeah.
It's got more energy. You're right. You're right. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you.
Then are we done?
Should we do it one more time?
Yeah, we can do it one more time.
Is it alright if we don't? Sorry, I'm just having a little issue.
Of course.
Pins and needles in both arms.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
That's not good.